Hi, I'm Jason Houtsma from worshipartistry.com. In this YouTube guitar lesson, I'm going to try and give you all the electric guitar parts for the song Overcome by Jeremy Camp. I think it's simple enough that I can cram it all into one YouTube lesson, so we'll see how it goes. Over at worshipartistry.com, we have the full electric guitar lesson all chaptered out so you can jump to any part you want. We've got full acoustic guitar lesson. We've got a music video you can zoom in and practice along with. Sheet music, tabs, chord chart, everything you need to play this song. But for now, I'm just going to try and get the electric guitar part all crammed into this section. So let's give it a try. For my electric guitar tone, I'm using my neck pickup here. So I'm using a mini bucker on this guitar. Humbucker would work nicely. Or you can use a single coil and roll the tone off just a little bit. Don't go crazy. Don't drop it back to like 1 or 2. You want to still have some high end to it, but you just want it to have a little bit more body. So rolling the tone back to like an 8 or a 9 works great. I also have a long delay, and it fades off nicely, and I also am using a volume pedal for a lot of those ambient parts, so we'll go over that in the intro as well as that first verse. Now there's 2 electric guitar parts in that intro, and I'm going to focus on both of them. If you've got 2 different electric guitars, it's great if one can take one and one can take the other one. It just kind of creates this nice little ambient space in that first intro section. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be using our volume pedal, and we're going to start up. Our pinky's going to be on the 10th fret of our B string, and there's no real rhythm in this. It's happening. You got to kind of keep it in your head as you're going, so you don't want to get crazy, but you don't have to be perfect either because there's no drums or anything, and all the rhythm parts coming in a little bit. So you're going to start out. Your pinky's going to be on the 10th fret, and your pointer finger is going to be ready to go on that 7th, and then we're just going to do volume swells here and work our way down the scale. So we'll go 10. 7 on the high E, 9 on the B, 10 on the B, 7 on the B, 9 on the B, and then finish it out with the 9th fret of the G. And we just do that twice, nice and slow. So that's the first part of that. Then there's the obvious riff that comes in. That's kind of really where the intro really starts. And we're going to jump up here to our 15th fret. Our pinky's going to be on the B, and we're just going to do everything pretty much on the B here. We're just going to go from 15, 14, and drop down to the 7th fret of our B string there. Now take care. Notice I'm using my pinky, middle, and then I'm dropping to my pointer. So it gives me a nice slide sound. But then it puts me in a position on the 7th fret to walk back up. So once again, work our way up to 9, and then to 10 on the B. So once again, do it again. I'm going to finish out on the 9th fret of the G, and then the 9th fret of the high E. And we run that twice. Now it does that later on in the song as well. It's kind of part of the pre-chorus as well. The only difference is on that first verse, the first time you'll go, for the all authority part, first time you'll go, you come back up, but you'll drop down to the 6th fret of the G, and then when you repeat it, you'll go back to the 9th fret of that high E. So that's your intro part and your main riff. So go ahead and try that along with the loops, and then we'll go on to verse 1. Now for verse 1, we're going to be doing something very similar to what we did in the intro. So we're doing some volume swells, we're really utilizing that delay, and the main thing is we don't want to be harsh and we don't want to take over. There's kind of other instruments driving it. We're just filling in some of the space, which means you can get creative with it because the part is not necessarily a hook. It just kind of fills in. So you can, as long as you stay in the key, you'll be fine. But I'll show you what they're playing. So they're kind of working, mainly staying up here in the 10th position or in the 9th position. But your root note there is that right there on that 10th fret of the B. And we're just swelling in. So initially we'll walk up. Like so. Then we'll follow the chord changes back down. So we'll go back to that 9th fret, go 12 on the B, 10th on the B. Then we'll do something similar as the first time. We're going to kind of start on that 9th fret, go to 10 on the B, and then catch the 10th fret of the high E. Then walk down one more time. But we'll end it on the 9th fret of the high E. So they each follow one line of that verse. So the best bet is to kind of play around with it, play along with the music video, and you'll see where those changes happen in the song. Will give you kind of a better sense. And like I said, this isn't a main hook. It's just some filler, something to kind of lay a nice bed for what the other instruments are doing. So don't be afraid to mess around with it. Now our chorus, we're mainly just going to be following the chords, and the main thing for you to pay attention to is make sure you're following the right chord chart, because we've got the acoustic chord chart down below on your music stand, and then in the sheet music section we also have your chord chart for your lead guitar, and that also has all the chords above it. And we just want to be real careful. We just want to kind of one strum. You can do a little arpeggiating. You can do some volume swells if you want. The main thing is, once again, the electric guitar's role is to just kind of lay a nice bed for what the other instruments are doing. All right, let's take a look at your bridge. Now for our bridge, we play through it 4 times, okay? It's the same line, same chords and everything, and the song just continues to build. So our very first time, we're not playing anything at all. Everything kind of drops out, and we just there's like a little bit of a melodic loop in there. We're just gonna drop out and wait. On the second time through, we're going to start with this repetitive riff. We're going to be on the 9th fret of the B string, and we're just going to kind of make this change from just a 3-note riff. We're just going. Might seem kind of repetitive, but that's what we need at that part. We want the emphasis to be on the vocals, and we're just kind of building underneath it. The third time through, we're going to do the same exact thing, but this time we're going to put our pinky on the 12th fret of the high E, and we're just going to work through that. And we don't necessarily want to crank away on that high E. We just want to kind of catch it every once in a while. So we're going to. It just kind of helps our part build. Finally, the 4th time, if you're one of 2 electric guitar players, one guitar should keep doing that while the other comes in with the big, strong power chords. However, if you're the only guitarist, like it is in my church, you're going to drop down and just start going big with all the chords and just follow the chord chart below. All right, it's a pretty simple song. Make sure you really nail that intro riff. That's really important. Don't be afraid to get creative with the ambient stuff. If you feel like you have all those sections, go ahead and try it along with the music video. Zoom in on the electric guitar so you can really see what's going on. Good luck.